Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's both deeply personal and widely misunderstood: ADHD and neurodiversity. Whether you're someone who's been diagnosed, know someone who has, or you're just curious about how our brains can work in so many different ways, this video is for you. Let's start with the basics. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's a neurodevelopmental condition that affects both children and adults, and it's characterized by patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. But here's the thing: ADHD isn't just about being hyper or distracted. It's a complex, nuanced experience that can look very different from person to person. Now let's talk about neurodiversity. This is a term that's gained a lot of traction in recent years, and for good reason. Neurodiversity is the idea that neurological differences, like ADHD, autism, dyslexia, and others, are natural variations of the human brain, not deficits or disorders to be fixed. Instead of seeing these differences as problems, neurodiversity encourages us to recognize and value the unique strengths and perspectives that come with them. So how does ADHD fit into the neurodiversity movement? For a long time, ADHD was viewed strictly through a medical lens. People with ADHD were often seen as broken or deficient, needing to be corrected or managed. But as our understanding has evolved, so has our language. Now, many people with ADHD and the professionals who support them see it as just one way of being in the world. Yes, it comes with challenges, but it also brings creativity, energy, and out-of-the-box thinking. Let's break down some of the common myths about ADHD. First, there's the idea that ADHD is just an excuse for laziness or bad behavior. This couldn't be further from the truth. ADHD is rooted in differences in brain structure and function, particularly in areas that control attention, motivation, and executive function. People with ADHD often have to work much harder to do things that others find automatic, like staying organized, managing time, or following through on tasks. Another myth is that ADHD only affects kids, or that people grow out of it. While symptoms can change over time, ADHD is a lifelong condition. Many adults with ADHD were never diagnosed as children, and they may struggle with things like maintaining relationships, managing work responsibilities, or keeping up with daily life. The good news is that with the right support and strategies, people with ADHD can thrive at any age. So what does ADHD actually feel like? Imagine your brain is like a TV with 100 channels, and someone else is holding the remote. You want to focus on one thing, but your attention keeps flipping to something else. Or maybe you're so hyper-focused on a task that you lose track of time completely. For some, it's a constant restlessness, a need to move or fidget. For others, it's a struggle to get started on anything at all, even things they care about. But ADHD isn't just about challenges. Many people with ADHD are incredibly creative, resourceful, and resilient. They're often great at thinking on their feet, coming up with innovative solutions, and seeing connections that others might miss. In fact, some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, artists, and inventors have ADHD. Their ability to think differently is a huge asset. Let's talk about the strengths of neurodiversity more broadly. When we embrace neurodiversity, we open ourselves up to a wider range of talents and perspectives. People with ADHD might excel in fast-paced environments, creative fields, or roles that require quick thinking and adaptability. Neurodiverse teams are often more innovative and better at problem-solving because they bring together different ways of seeing the world. Of course, embracing neurodiversity doesn't mean ignoring the challenges. People with ADHD can face real obstacles, from academic struggles to workplace difficulties to social misunderstandings. That's why it's so important to create environments that are supportive and inclusive. This might mean offering flexible work arrangements, providing clear instructions, or allowing for movement and breaks during the day. One of the most powerful things we can do is to listen to and learn from people with lived experience. Everyone's journey with ADHD is unique, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Some people find medication helpful, while others rely on therapy, coaching, or lifestyle changes. What matters most is finding what works for you and building a support system that understands and values your strengths. Let's also talk about the importance of self-advocacy. For many people with ADHD, learning to speak up for their needs is a game changer. This might mean asking for accommodations at school or work, setting boundaries in relationships, or simply giving yourself permission to do things differently. Self-advocacy isn't always easy, especially in a world that often expects everyone to fit the same mold. But it's a crucial skill for building confidence and resilience. If you're watching this and you have ADHD, or you suspect you might, know that you're not alone. There's a whole community out there, online and offline, of people who get it. Connecting with others who share your experiences can be incredibly validating and empowering. Whether it's through support groups, social media, or just talking to friends and family, finding your tribe can make a huge difference. For those who don't have ADHD but want to be allies, there are lots of ways to help. Start by educating yourself. Watch videos like this one, read books and articles, and listen to people's stories. Be patient and understanding, and try not to judge someone for things that might seem weird or difficult to you. Remember, everyone's brain works differently, and that's something to celebrate, not criticize. Let's also touch on the intersection of ADHD with other aspects of identity. ADHD doesn't exist in a vacuum. It can interact with things like gender, race, culture, and socioeconomic status. For example, girls and women are often underdiagnosed because their symptoms can look different from the classic hyperactive boy stereotype. People of color may face additional barriers to diagnosis and treatment. Recognizing these intersections is key to creating a more inclusive and equitable approach to neurodiversity. So what can we do to support neurodiversity in our schools, workplaces, and communities? It starts with awareness and acceptance. Challenge stereotypes when you hear them. Advocate for policies that support diverse learning and working styles. Celebrate the achievements of neurodiverse individuals and make space for their voices at the table. On a personal level, practice self-compassion. Living with ADHD can be tough, especially in a world that isn't always designed for neurodiverse brains. It's okay to ask for help, to take breaks, and to do things your own way. Remember, your worth isn't defined by your productivity or your ability to fit in. You have unique gifts to offer, and the world needs your perspective. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Neurodiversity is a strength, not a weakness. ADHD is just one part of who you are, and it doesn't define your potential. By embracing our differences and supporting each other, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to shine. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.